Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have Hometown Christmas. Yes, it's another one of those films that, again, have been generalized as Hallmark Christmas films. This is not Hallmark. This is not the Hallmark Channel. This is Disney Plus. This is actually probably premiered on like Lifetime or something. Let me look at the picture real close here. It doesn't say. It's very general. But this is a movie written and directed by Emily Moss Wilson. Why do you recognize that name? Because that was the same person who created A Christmas Wish like 2 episodes ago, or I don't know how many episodes ago. We were doing at least 4 of these over the span of this Christmas 12-day jam of Disney Plus Everyday Challenge videos. So yeah, this is I'm cleaning out the all the Christmas stuff right at the most appropriate time of the year, so I don't have to wear this hat in July. That's kind of, it's a good plan. We'll see about that. I'm still pretty sure that's going to happen. I'll be wearing this hat random times throughout the year because I'll have always missed something. But what matters is now is Hometown Christmas. Does it fit the formula? Absolutely, it does. But in other ways, it doesn't. Thankfully, Emily Moss Wilson, who probably is just a whiz at making all of these types of films, because, again, I realize that none of these films are not necessarily for everybody, but I know people who just watch the heck out of these things nonstop for like a week straight before and sometimes after Christmas. There's like a TV dedicated in some people's houses just to watch these things. While somebody else grabs the other TV in another room and they watch football or whatever else is on, Elf, things like that, or Disney Plus, of course. So in this case, what we have another holiday romance film. This was starring Beverly Mitchell. You might recognize her. She's, by the way, Beverly Mitchell was on Seventh Heaven. You know her as Lucy Camden. She's all grown up. And it's a story of 2 beautiful white people falling in love in somebody's hometown. In fact, they're their own hometown. She's just moved back from Chicago after having a successful doctor's career. At no point in this, by the way, is there an indication that she really is a doctor. There's no doctoring done. She is able to diagnose somebody's torn rotator cuff when they state that they can't play baseball anymore very, very well in the big leagues. But, beyond that, I think she wears scrubs every once in a while. Like just walking around the house, she's wearing scrubs. Like she's just come back from work or something, or she's going to head to work soon. Although there's no indication she's done any work in the entire few days leading up to a Christmas pageant. There's going to be a Christmas pageant. There's going to be like a tree lighting or something. There's going to be something that needs to be accomplished in an impossible amount of time. Why? Well, tradition, and also to honor the memory of her mother, who's passed away a number of years ago. We only get to see her mother when I think they pop in. I looked away at the wrong moment. I don't know if it was a VHS or if it was his DVD or whatever they made. But the family all sat around and listened to Mom sing a Christmas song at the end of these pageants that she always put on every year, where just a nativity scene. Little kids from the neighborhood or the church or whatever, they get together. She makes some, shepherds and angels and Mary and Joseph and they have live animals in there. That was like the big thrill for the kids and everybody who came out. They get to see them all performing a nativity scene, which is, nice. It's a nice little community gathering thing celebrating Christmas. Awesome. But Mom's not around. But since Noel, yes, does the heroine of every one of these Christmas movies have to have like a Christmas-related name? Like Noel. Now, Noel works in the movie Noel, starring Anna Kendrick, because she's an elf. And that makes sense, and it would be a very Christmas name. But okay, we get it. It's Christmas. Does she have to, like, what are the other names? I don't want to go through all the names of Christmas. There's plenty of Christmas names for our heroines in these films. I'm sure it's just a nice little Easter egg kind of thing for all the fans out there. But yeah, it's Okay, we're done with that. But anyway, Noelle, now that she's back home, she's in a practice with her dad. Again, no indication any of them has done anything that has anything to do with doctoring, but she's successful, she's beautiful, she's single, and she's back to stay. She's just wanted to come home and be with her family. She's got a brother who has a new fiance, and they have their own, like, backstory, kind of like it. Again, I don't know what Emily's doing here, but it seems like a pretty consistent thing, where she's building out something that feels like would be explored over many, like, episodes, and cramming it all into an hour and a half. This is from 2018. It's an hour and 28 minutes long, and yeah. And then, oh, by the way, her dad has started dating again. After losing his wife a number of years ago, and yeah. It's by the way, there is a bit of a complication here that comes up that is not addressed in the film at all, but I'll get to that eventually. And yes, I'm going to spoil certain aspects of this. Understand, I understand this, so hopefully you should understand this, that if you were going to watch this, you would have already watched it or had made your mind made up that you were going to watch it at some point. Listening to me talk about it is never going to be like, you know what, I was on the fence, but I think I'm going to watch it or not watch it. No. There's a certain formula that comes to these films, which is okay. It's fine. There's a reason why these films are so popular, because they satisfy a certain need and expectation that does not ever really jump too widely from the norm. It's familiar. It's comfort food for people who enjoy Christmas-themed movies about a community, about falling in love, about something that reflects what they either have or want to have in their lives, whether it's a close-knit family that always sort of jokes around with each other, really cares about each other. And maybe, there's a lot of people who are lucky to have that, and there's also some people, especially these days, who have a family that aren't like that, that are they're contentious, they get together, there's arguing, there's tension. There's also people who are single and they want to be with someone, even if that person is somebody that at first they show every indication that they don't like anymore because they used to date, but now they're in proximity together, and it turns out the guy might not be so bad. Well, you know what? You're hoping maybe you might find that special someone over the holidays when you come home and starting a new chapter in your life. Maybe there's somebody like that. You never know. So that's the kind of thing that comes. It happens in our heads that we just want to either have that, or we're lucky we have that, and it's nice to see that reflection. These kind of films, while there is conflict, there's never so much tension that it overrides or triggers what you are already experiencing in your own life. Yes, if you've lost a loved one, a parent specifically, over the holidays, or celebrating the holidays for the first time without that parent, I can see how this would touch certain things in your life and might have a stronger reaction than most. And that's perfectly fine. You should be able to just enjoy and feel the feelings you feel, and remember those you might have lost as a part of that. Because that's part of there's always that joy we have at Christmas, but always also there's a little bit of sadness for what we've missed, or for traditions that we no longer experience the kind of innocence we have as children. We don't necessarily feel that always as adults. It's normal in many cases. It's normal. So in this kind of thing, these kind of films, specifically this one, helps feed that nostalgia. Helps give comfort in some ways, and remind you that maybe you're not the only one, and maybe there's hope. And hopefully these kind of movies work that out for you. It's not for everybody. No, some people just want to watch football. Some people just want to watch the action movies or the big Christmas CGI films in the theater. Whatever, it's great. Whatever you enjoy at this time of year, that's perfectly fine. In this one, it takes place in Louisiana, although at first I was like, you guys are shooting this in Atlanta at best. or like Pennsylvania, but in the summertime. Either way, they didn't have to, by setting it in Louisiana, they didn't have to deal with a budget for snow or have to deal with the weather or anything else. Louisiana, probably not at winter time. And at first I thought, man, yeah, they were screwing around. It wasn't really Louisiana, but no, the architecture says it was definitely Louisiana. Nobody has a Louisiana accent. You might say, I don't have no, you don't have an accent. And yeah, not everybody in Louisiana sounds like a Cajun. I understand that. So maybe this is northern Louisiana, closer, to those middle states. I don't know. Either way, it looks, it's sunny all the time, and everybody is, just in like no no layers really. It feels, maybe there might be a slight chill, but beyond that, I think they saved a ton on the budget for not having to deal with anything relating to snow. Thank God. I mean, the very beginning of this, yeah, she's driving out of Chicago with a big smile on her face, looking to drive all the way to Louisiana and see her family with a big smile the whole time. I don't know anybody who smiles. If I drove by somebody on the road that was just smiling the whole time like a crazy person, I don't know if I'd speed up or just pull off and wait till they're far away. I don't know. But she's the only snow we see is the very beginning as she's leaving Chicago, and the rest of it is down home Louisiana. So what we get here also is, the romance. The romance part of this is obviously the core of the story here. And she comes home and, of course, runs into an old boyfriend. And you're going to assume that he's a jerk by the way she reacts around him. It turns out they were high school sweethearts and by the way, they separated because he got drafted? Is this the 1970s? I mean, what? I don't think we have the draft anymore. I don't think we had the draft, at least at the time when these people were just getting out of high school. I'm sorry, the late 90s maybe? These people are probably at best, their late 30s. Yeah, sorry. 40 tops. And they're... I don't get it. They look great for their age, by the way. Everybody's beautiful. Everybody's beautiful. Dad and his new girlfriend are beautiful. They're just, everybody is just a good-looking group of people. So, they just, So whatever, they drifted apart eventually, and there was a little bit of bitterness, I guess, that came out of it. Like this, I guess she feels abandoned or something, or just forgotten. Okay, I get it. So, but so whenever he keeps popping up in her life as she decides to take on this role, as she's out drinking, having drinks, not drinking, but she's having drinks with her brother and her future sister-in-law, and they're just chatting it up, getting, just hanging out, and of course, that guy shows up who also fought her in the grocery store for marshmallows, and then he shows up. Dad's girlfriend comes to visit and hang out. They're all going to go to this special festival fair that they have. He comes along as well with Dad's date because he's her son. So Dad and girlfriend are getting closer. They catch him kissing under the mistletoe and everything else. And of course, now we get Noel and what's his name? Nick Russell, played by Stephen Coletti. I'm pretty sure that's him. Yeah, they're gonna put them at the top of the list. Hopefully, it's not her brother, because all the guys looked alike to me. All the women looked distinct. All the guys looked exactly alike. They had the same haircut, the same build. I couldn't tell them apart. In slightly different shades of dark hair and scruff here and there. That's it. Yeah. Anyway, so Nick and Noel. Oh, Nick is like Saint Nick. Oh man. So they start crossing paths constantly. And you know that they're going to end up together. That's the whole point. It's not a surprise. That tension is now relieved from your mind. Are they going to do it? Are they not? No, they're going to get together. That's the whole point of the movie. That's what the whole point of all these movies. You see two attractive people that are focused on in the story. No matter how much they hate each other, an hour and 28 minutes later, they are in love. That's the way it works. So, I'm thinking, so if they get together, and his mom and her dad get together, do they become step siblings? I mean, they're adults. They're not just like children that are, mating or anything. It's not that kind of situation. But that's going to be uncomfortable, I would think, or somebody's just going to read that the wrong way. Am I wrong? Am I getting this mixed up? I have no idea. But yeah, that was the only part that I thought somebody was going to bring that up and they're like, oh, this is going to be trouble. We got to keep these two kids apart, these 40-year-old kids apart. I don't know. So, yeah. So, yeah, of course, they get together, how they come together, what they do. And by the way, all the things that Noelle has to deal with. She's on a ticking clock, and everything seems to go wrong where she wants to put, together this nativity play, and she also has to sing, which she hasn't sung in front of an audience since she was like a kid. She wants to, honor her mother, and the thing that her mother always did at these performances is to sing at the end. And of course, Nick knows how to play guitar. Also, Nick also is really good with kids. Nick is like temporary coaching kids on the baseball team, and the kids love him so much. They love him so much. And it's, yeah. So yeah, that's all the things that just make your ovaries ache. You're just like, oh, he left me. We broke up, sort of, and we forgot about each other. But you know what? He's awesome with kids. And also, he's sort of a broken puppy kind of thing, where he was supposed to be in the big leagues. He was for a while. Then he tore his rotator cuff, as I mentioned earlier, and he kind of realizes that he's probably never going to really get back in the game the way it was before, no matter how much he heals. And he's found something great if he stays. He's hoping to get back out of town. He's just there for a little while. She's there permanently, but he's going to go back to the big leagues and make it. Is he going to stay? Come on, what do you think? So in all of this, it comes together, and yeah, she has all these tasks to complete. Let's get the animals. Let's get a venue for the place to happen after the church gets waterlogged. Oh wait, all the costumes are ruined. Oh, all the sets are destroyed. Like everything's been neglected since Mom died, and every time she's ready to pick up those things, hey, we're just going to grab those things, and we're going to get set up, and you got like 3 days left. Oh, yeah, all that stuff's destroyed. What do we do now? And all of it is, yes, that would be stressful. That would be a difficulty to overcome. But the great thing about these things is that they're never so stressful that when you have a family in this situation that is supporting you, that is helping out in every possible way, everybody is pleasant toward each other. There's no arguing. Yeah, sure, there's a little sniping between Nick and Noelle at first, but that's foreplay. That's just I'm just gonna get these things out at you while I can before I fall in love with you. So I'm testing the waters and seeing if you're just like, oh, screw this, I'm out, because she's a jerk. Yeah, or he's a jerk. Either way, it's the dance. It's the dance that people do. So yeah, this is the kind of things that, yeah, there is a little bit of a few obstacles, but they're overcome in like the next 5 to 10 minutes later. And you know what? We all kind of want or hope that when things go wrong, oh, we burned dinner, or the tree doesn't fit in the house, or oh, we forgot to get these presents, or people can't make it because of the weather, and all these things that just freak us out and overwhelm us at the holidays. If all of those things could be like, that's a problem, but now it's resolved 10 minutes later, and we want that. I think we want that. We want to see that, at least, even if it's not happening to us. hoping that something like that is happening for somebody else, that things may not be so bad and we're going to be okay. So that is what I got to say about that. Again, a little bit more philosophical about this one. So thanks, Emily Moss Wilson, for making another one of these. I don't know how many she's done. I can probably just tap this and see the list of all those, but she's probably the one to call if you need a movie like this put on your channel. I bet she's probably got these all over the different channels. Hallmark and Disney and ABC and Freeform and Lifetime and all those other things. I mean, it takes a certain skill to, one, make the same movie multiple times, but different enough that you're going, oh, that's the structure similar, but it's completely different scenario, and still be entertaining. So that is a skill. That's a balancing skill. All right, so what do we have tomorrow? I had it in my head. Oh yes, that's what it is. We're gonna watch a very short. It's actually pretty simple for me. It makes my life easier as we head towards Christmas, day after day here. The stress I have for doing all of these in time. It is Descendants: The Rise of Red Christmas music video. Yeah, we're not watching the whole movie, just a music video starring, I'm guessing, Red? I don't know. I haven't seen the movie yet. It's on the list, but it hasn't been selected yet. So, but I've chosen this because it is a Christmas-themed video. Descendants: Rise of Red Christmas music video is what we're watching next on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that. Bye.